Boot camp is one of the most talked about experiences in the military, yet it's also one of the most misunderstood. Movies dramatize it, social media exaggerates it, stories get twisted with every retelling. By the time most people hear about boot camp, it sounds either like an action movie or a horror story. The truth sits somewhere in between, and it's far more psychological than people realize. So today, let's break down the biggest boot camp myths versus the reality. Brutally honest, no hype, no filter. One of the biggest myths is that boot camp is all about physical strength. People imagine endless push-ups, brutal runs, and bodies pushed to collapse every single day. While boot camp is physically demanding, the physical side is not the real challenge. The reality is that boot camp is designed to break habits, not bodies. Physical training is simply a tool used to apply pressure. The real test is how you respond when you're tired, stressed, uncomfortable, and still expected to perform perfectly. Plenty of strong recruits struggle, while others with average fitness succeed because their mindset adapts faster. Another common myth is that drill instructors hate you personally. From the outside, it looks like non-stop yelling, insults, and intimidation. Many recruits believe they are being targeted or singled out. The reality is that it's rarely personal. Drill instructors follow a script designed to apply constant pressure. Their job is to remove individuality, test obedience, and expose emotional reactions. If they yell, it's because yelling works. It creates stress, urgency, and mental fatigue. The moment you stop reacting emotionally, you realize the yelling loses its power. People also believe boot camp is constant chaos. Screaming, running, punishment, non-stop action. The truth is far less dramatic and, in some ways, more difficult. Boot camp includes long stretches of boredom, standing in formation, waiting, cleaning the same area repeatedly, folding and unfolding the same clothes. This monotony is intentional. It teaches patience, discipline, and attention to detail. Many recruits struggle more with boredom than with physical training because boredom gives your mind space to doubt, overthink, and miss home. Another myth is that boot camp turns you into a mindless robot. People think recruits lose all ability to think independently. In reality, boot camp teaches controlled thinking. You learn when to follow without hesitation and when to think under pressure. Discipline isn't about shutting off your brain, it's about training it to function under stress. Recruits who blindly follow without awareness often struggle just as much as those who resist authority. The balance is what matters. Many believe boot camp is designed to humiliate recruits. Yes, there are moments that feel embarrassing. Mistakes are corrected publicly. You are called out in front of others. But the goal is not humiliation for entertainment. The goal is ego removal. Boot camp strips away entitlement, pride, and excuses. When everyone is treated the same, regardless of background, status, or education, you learn humility. That humility becomes essential later when lives depend on teamwork, not ego. Another popular myth is that boot camp prepares you for combat. This is one of the most misleading beliefs. Boot camp does not prepare you for combat. It prepares you for military life. It teaches discipline, obedience, stress tolerance, and basic skills. Combat training happens later, and even then, nothing fully prepares a person for real combat. Boot camp's real purpose is to build a foundation, follow orders, function under pressure, and operate as part of a unit. People often think the hardest part of boot camp is the first day, the yelling, the shock, the fear. In reality, the hardest part is usually weeks later. That's when the adrenaline wears off. That's when exhaustion accumulates. That's when motivation fades and reality sets in. Homesickness hits harder. Doubt creeps in. This is where many recruits mentally quit long before graduation. Boot camp is a marathon of pressure, not a single intense moment. Another myth is that recruits are punished individually for mistakes. The reality is collective responsibility. One person messes up, everyone pays. This feels unfair at first, but it's deliberate. The military operates on unit cohesion. Your actions affect others. Your mistakes become shared consequences. Over time, this creates accountability and peer discipline. You don't just want to do well for yourself, you want to avoid letting the group down. There's also a belief that boot camp removes emotion completely, that recruits are trained to feel nothing. The truth is more nuanced. Bootcamp teaches emotional control, not emotional absence. You still feel fear, frustration, excitement, and doubt. You just learn when those emotions are useful and when they are distractions. Crying, panicking, or arguing wastes energy. Staying calm preserves it. That lesson stays with many soldiers long after boot camp ends. Many people think boot camp is the same for everyone, same difficulty, same experience. In reality, boot camp affects people very differently. Some struggle physically, others struggle mentally, some adapt quickly to structure, others fight it internally every day. Two recruits can stand side by side and experience completely different internal battles. This is why stories about boot camp vary so widely. There is no single experience. Another myth is that drill instructors never show humanity. While rare and subtle, moments of quiet respect do exist. A nod, a pause, a change in tone. These moments are intentional and powerful. They reinforce that the pressure has purpose, but they are used sparingly because comfort is not the goal. Growth is. People also believe boot camp creates confidence instantly. The reality is that confidence builds slowly. It comes from surviving pressure repeatedly, from realizing you can function while exhausted, from adapting when you thought you couldn't. Confidence isn't given at boot camp. It's earned quietly, over time. Another misconception is that failure at boot camp means weakness. Many strong, capable people struggle or even fail boot camp for reasons unrelated to ability. Injury, mental health, personal circumstances, or inability to adapt to the environment can all play a role. Boot camp doesn't measure worth. It measures compatibility with a specific system at a specific time. One of the biggest myths is that once boot camp ends, everything becomes easy. The reality is that boot camp is just the beginning. It sets expectations, it introduces discipline, but military life continues to test patience, resilience, and adaptability in new ways. Boot camp is a filter, not a finish line. The reason these myths persist is because boot camp is difficult to explain to those who haven't experienced it. It's not just physical, it's not just mental. It's an environment designed to apply constant, controlled stress until adaptation occurs. Some grow, some struggle, everyone changes. The truth is, boot camp doesn't break people for no reason. It breaks habits, assumptions, and emotional reactions so something more disciplined can take their place. Whether that transformation is positive or negative depends largely on the individual. Understanding the reality of boot camp matters because it replaces fear with clarity. It replaces exaggeration with truth. And it honors the experience for what it actually is. Not a spectacle, not a myth, but a structured psychological and physical reset. And that's something Hollywood never really gets right. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos on YouTube.